Hello, my name is Kevin Hedenberg. I'm a first-time home buyer in Las Vegas, Nevada. I grew up in California, was living in Texas, and decided to make Nevada my new home. My reason for moving to Vegas was I recently retired from my career in consulting. I was working in finance for a consulting firm. I was hoping to do some traveling. I wanted kind of a home base to do my traveling from. I wanted something new. I've always kind of enjoyed kind of experiencing a new city, a new state, and I just thought Vegas sounded like an exciting place. I liked the fact there was no income tax. That, to be honest with you, I would not have moved to Nevada if there was an income tax. That was one of the most important aspects for me to be moving to Vegas. So it seemed like a cool place. I grew up in California. I have a lot of close friends and family in San Diego, so I close to them and a great place to explore the West. So I just thought Vegas would be a good place to go. Well, we met through a mutual, I'd say a friend of a friend. A friend of mine knew a friend who knew you and referred you. So couldn't be happier with it. So it worked out great. I didn't know anybody here. It was a shot in the dark. I could have randomly called somebody. I figured it would be better to go through a friend, see if somebody knew anybody, and they knew you. So it worked out. My experience as a first-time home buyer was, I would say, a little stressful at times. Being a finance guy, I've always questioned every single dollar I spend. Every dollar is important to me. And when I'm throwing out $250,000 as a cash buyer, I got a little stressed out about that. I wanted things to be perfect. Things in my mind should be perfect if I'm throwing out that kind of money. With home buying, unless you buy a brand new home, things are not going to be perfect. And that was really the most, probably, it was a little stressful, I would say. It was fun, it was exciting. It was a new experience for me. But it was, I would say the process was a little stressful for me, just going through everything. Because of the uncertainty around it. It was, you were awesome with regards to, trying to make me feel comfortable, make me understand, what's going on, what to expect. But I was still a little stressed, just hoping that I was going to find the right place is really what I wanted. This was a commitment for me for at least the next 10 years is to be here. I wanted it to be right. It was important for me to be right. And, saw a lot of places that were very mediocre, extremely mediocre. You can attest to that, Cecile. And, I guess I was a little stressed that maybe I wasn't going to find that place that I really felt comfortable with or really wanted to call home. So that was really where my stress was coming from. Well, some of the challenges and how Cecile helped me were, like I said, my expectations were things need to be perfect. They have to be perfect. I'm throwing out $250,000 in cash. They better damn well be perfect, But unless you buy, like I said, unless you buy a new home, things are not going to be perfect. So, what Cecile did was she really kind of set me straight, I would say, to be that, what, Kevin, you got to step back a little bit, settle down, it's okay, take a deep breath. And so she helped me within that aspect of it, to really kind of be like, it's going to be okay. Cecile has my back. She's going to make sure that things are okay with me. Another challenge too was that, I kind of got myself into a predicament that I really didn't want. And that was the leaseback and the terms regarding that leaseback. Leaseback is pretty straightforward, but I was wholly ignorant on when that started and the ramifications of it all. And I found myself in a predicament that I really was not happy with. And it really kind of stressed me out and bummed me out a little bit. But Cecile, she negotiated with the client to, forget the leaseback, so I can get in right away. And that was a great thing because honestly, I probably would not have taken this place. I wouldn't have taken this place if it wasn't for Cecile and Cecile being able to negotiate with the client to forget the leaseback, have me get in as quickly as possible. I think we communicated enough that you kind of knew what I was looking for. We had seen a place earlier that I kind of liked that was small, much smaller, and I'd kind of had backed out of that one or decided not to do that one, and so that gave you an idea of that I want something with some size to it. So no, I think that in your mind you kind of knew that this was kind of what I wanted, and I think you did your best to make sure that it was a smooth transition, and me getting in here as I did. Certainly make sure that your agent and you are on the same page with what you want, and what you're looking for, because that will help direct you towards the right places or the wrong places. So, and I would say be patient. Understand that there's going to be a lot of competition. Don't get upset or bummed out if you put in an offer and it doesn't get accepted. There's a lot of beautiful homes in Las Vegas, and it's just a matter of going out and looking for them and finding them. There's no doubt that you will find a home that you end up loving. It's a matter of being patient, I think. Well, I think it was very good. It was very positive. As I said, I got a little stressed. I probably wasn't the easiest client to work with, especially, for the money that was going to be coming your way. It's one thing if it was a $10 million house and to have a crazy client. No, I was very pleased with kind of the way, we worked together. Your patience with me, was, I can be a little irrational at times. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm very critical of myself at times. I try to be better. I always constantly try to improve. I understand that this was a huge learning process for me, and I think I've come out of it as a better person, to be honest with you, because it's not all doom and gloom. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I think Cecille did a great job in helping me understand that, and helping me, realize that, it's going to be okay, Kevin. It's going to be okay. And, Cecille has my back. She had my back through the entire process, and I couldn't be more pleased that we had connected and you ended up being my agent. Oh, I love it. I couldn't be happier with it. It's beautiful. I tend to be a homebody at times. Even though my goal is to be doing a lot of traveling, I love to be home as well. I love to cook. I love to play music. I love to listen to music. I love to read. I color. I do all kinds of stuff. I love to do at home. And to me, to have a home that I'm proud of, that I love, is important to me. I like being here. I want to be here, which is great. And so I couldn't be more pleased with everything with it, everything from the place to how I've decorated it, to the location, to the privacy, to everything. So I'd say so. You can't, I don't know what else was out there. That's kind of a tricky question to say, but I'm extremely pleased. I couldn't be more happy with what I have here.